Yeah. So, so this technology, this masterclass has been offered or conducted by Techinest on the platform of LNB, Learn and Build. The purpose of this masterclass is to just make you aware about new technologies and let you know about what is actually trendy going on in the market. And let us try to understand what is this edge computing basically, right? So before edge computing, let us understand the field in which this technology actually governs in, right? Like AI is the field where a couple of different names are coming inside, where machine learning, deep learning, transfer learning, all such terms are coming up. Similarly, there is a field called Internet of Things, where things which are related to smart devices, which are related to any object, right? If any object around you is going to be connected with the another object, or many such objects are going to be connected to each other wirelessly or widely with a network, is called as IoT, right? Suppose in your home, because it's very simple example, in your home there are many such devices: AC, fridge, cooler, right?
मैम चाय
Light
बिलीव
bulb.
करती है
All these devices
बालक
are actually Himanshu, can you please turn off your mic?
7-8 बालक हैं जुड़ते जाए
Himanshu, can you turn off your mic, please? Thank you. Cool. So like in our home, we have couple of smart devices or devices basically, which we call as a object, right? All these objects, if are connected together, suppose light is connected with the bulb, fan is connected with the AC is connected with cooler, and all these devices are connected together, right? And transferring information to each other. And why they're connected to each other? The reason behind is, suppose your door locker is outside, right? Your main door is outside, where it has to send a signal to basically inside locker, inside light, right? Somebody wants to make us informed about these lights which are available inside the room, right? That somebody is actually knocking the door, and all these devices are going to be connected to each other, so that it may form a network, it may form a particular automation basically inside the home. So all these devices are going to form a particular network, which would be any topology basically of a networking device. It could be any line topology, star, delta, whatsoever it is, right? So all these devices are going to be connected to each other, which is going to form a particular network. And this network is actually forming a new field which is called as IoT, Internet of Things. चीजों के लिए internet, right? Now let us understand, what if these devices are going to generate a lot of data. Suppose we have placed a sensor in our kitchen, where this sensor is actually sensing a lot of information related to gas sensing, right? LPG gas sensing over there, maybe light or electricity consumption, right? Maybe amount of water uses in the kitchen. Maybe there is a fridge which you have, in which you have placed couple of things, and you want to understand whether how many things, maybe you might have placed a milk right over there, and automatically want the updates whether that milk is available or has been consumed, or no already. Maybe why you're talking about your home only, let's talk about the kitchens, right, of any mess, right? Let's talk about the example where, suppose you have gas cylinder, right, and you want to get updated about the amount of gas is available inside the cylinder, right? So all these use cases, all these things have got some sensors, and these sensors are going to send some information from these individual objects to a particular location. Suppose we want to send all these information from each of the object to a cloud, right? So let us go further. So all these objects are going to send some information from each of the object to a particular cloud, right, to a particular server. Then what will happen, all these sensors were placed in a one single home only. What if we have millions of sensors placed at different homes, or at different industries, or in different use cases? So millions of sensors, millions of devices will be sending individual information to a cloud. And yes, we would have a tedious task to solve all these issues and data consumptions at server level basically, right? And we have to build a lot of resources. We have to actually manage lots of resources at server end itself. What if something maybe whatever tedious thing is going on basically on the server side, maybe we are not capable of handling that server data real time. Maybe in a kitchen there was a gas leakage detection, right, by the sensor was detecting gas leakage, right? But because any decision particularly has to be taken by the server only, server will take care of all these decisions. So it may be delayed response from the server side because everything is connected through internet, right? So to solve these issues, to solve the issues of interconnectivity between devices which were placed in your kitchen, in your home at different locations for different use cases, and they were sending information to a cloud. Instead of doing this, what may happen, we may have some other solutions where this edge computing comes into picture, right? So we have to understand couple of topics. We'll go for understanding this technology completely. Then we'll understand the industry impact. If edge computing will become an industry, then what will be the impact of this particular industry in the market? How much GDP, how much growth, how many jobs, and how many solutions, how many new products can be developed through this edge computing? We'll try to understand that. And we have to understand what is the level that we have achieved in terms of market readiness, right? So have we got some product already made on edge computing as of now, or it is just a theoretical term which is actually buzzing in the market right now? So let us understand the market readiness, and then many applications or use cases based on edge computing, right? So we'll try to understand that edge computing versus 5G, or edge computing and 5G. If we'll will get combined together, what will be the new formation? Edge computing and 5G, which is not available as of now in the market in India right now. So what if this 5G will come in next 2 to 3 years, practically on ground, right? Many companies are working on this 5G basically to give the services. I'm sure at least for smart cities, this 5G will be available in next 2 to 3 years. So, uh, what will be the impact? What will be the product use cases basically with the help of edge computing and 5G, right? Then we'll try to understand what are the other technologies which are governed under Industry 4.0. 4.0 has couple of technologies like artificial intelligence. We have IoT, we have other automation devices, and number of other technologies where DevOps and many other names are available. So what will be the impact? What will be the use case? What will be the product? What will be the market scenario, right? Along with edge computing and Industry 4.0, which means the other technologies basically. If we'll combine them together, what will be the impact on the market, right? Also, we'll try to understand if edge computing will get some AI solutions also. If AI, artificial intelligence, or intelligent development will be happening, will be taking place on edge computing, what will be the real impact on the market side? So these are the topics. Let us try to understand them, and practically we'll be working on this edge computing, or we'll be trying to develop the edges or edge devices. We'll try to develop the entire scenario in the next workshop, which will happen in next few days. So this is a master class where in this class you will understand everything, the scenario and the market impact and everything, right? So this will give you an insight whether what is this technology, and followed by that workshop will actually make you understand about working with this technology also. There practically will implement this particular scenario. So let us understand what is this edge computing properly. So edge computing is a distributed computing in which processing and computations are performed. So what is this distributed computing means, right? So let me just give you another scenario right now. So let us understand this. Yeah. So imagine imagine like we were talking about a kitchen, right? Here we have a sensor, right? This is one of the sensor, and this sensor is sending this information to a cloud. So what will happen, this sensor may have multiple methods to send this information to a cloud. Either here there's a technology called GSM or GPRS. This GSM or GPRS technology will send this information directly to the cloud, right? Like in mobile phone we get internet, and if mobile phone has some sensors like GPS location, your accelerometer sensor, IR sensor, many different sensors are available, temperature sensor, many sensors are available in your mobile phone, right? So the information of these, all these sensors available in your phone will be sent via internet in your mobile phone with 3G 4G connection to a cloud directly. That's it. This is very easy. Now the another scenario is this sensor is available, this sensor is available, right, on in kitchen on a cylinder, right? Now in between this we have got another network. Suppose this is your router. This is your router, and this router has internet connection. What will be the benefit of doing this thing? So this is a single sensor like this. If we have multiple sensors, sensor 2, sensor 3, sensor 4, likewise we have multiple devices also, right? Devices. Like I want to control fan, light, right? Geyser or AC, fan. Fan is already there. So we have AC, maybe television. All these input output devices available in our phone, in our home. I want to control and get information of all these sensors or sensing devices on the cloud, right? Here on this cloud everything will be monitored. So suppose I have connected with this cloud. I'm the user, right? I'm the user. I'm connected with this cloud via my mobile phone. This is my mobile phone. I have an app, mobile application here in mobile phone. With this mobile phone app, I want to just get the notification of all these, datas sending from the sensors, right? Sensing devices, since sensor 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. And all these devices can also be controlled from mobile phone only via this cloud. So in between this, we have a router. So all these devices have got connected with the router, and then further this router is getting connected or getting connected with this cloud and sending this information from this router to a cloud. This is the another scenario, right? So we have got two scenarios, either directly from this sensor to a cloud, or this sensor to a router to a cloud, right? It's very easy. This is the scenario. This is the use case. And all these use cases can be available at many different uh, locations in your this is your home automation, right? This is your home automation maybe. Let me put this on notice, home automation. In home automation, many other things can be possible. Suppose instead of sensor, we have camera also. We have locker also, right? We have Alexa device also. We have security system as well, right? Laser security system. We have motion sensors as well, right? Many different things are available in your home, basically in a home automation. This is your first scenario. Same scenario can be available in many different use cases. Let me give one more use case at least. Suppose on a field, we are talking about agriculture, healthcare, right? Let's talk about automobile industry. So suppose there is a sensing device in your agriculture, which is sensing humidity, humidity level, right? Like in healthcare, heartbeat, in automobile, any maybe tire pressure, tire pressure, and many other parameters. Similarly, many other body parameters, many other farming parameters, right? So there are many such individual devices which are available, right? And all these devices in each use case, like in healthcare, is sending information to a router, right? Similarly here, tire pressure, maybe your door locking of the car, right? Your speed, your fuel, right? Your ignition, whether car is on or off, right? And are you parking the car? So parking sensors, rain sensors, many other things. All these sensors are sending information to a router. And where is this router placed? Inside the car only, right? Router is placed inside the car only. Sorry, inside the home only. For any healthcare, a router is available. In agriculture, nearby somewhere, the area or the field, we have got a router, right? This is a scenario. So they don't think that that router is just a internet router. It can be many other. It can be anything like LoRa. LoRa is another technology. It can be Zigbee, XBEE. These are the different networks, or NB-IoT, right? These are different networks like 2G, 3G, 4G, right? Ye Woji. There are many different other networks also. LoRa, NB-IoT, Zigbee, and many RF communications are available, which are actually sending information from all these sensor to a router, and then this router is sending this information to a cloud. It's very simple. So many use cases in an industry also. There'll be number of other use cases as well. So we have understood the use case. Now let us understand the problem. Here, this is your cloud, right? This is your router, and this is your device, right? Or sensor. Now the problem is this communication takes place, and this communication will take some time also, right? Suppose this is your T1. So time here for calculating everything, for sending your information to a cloud, and cloud will take a response, take a decision, and will get back to this device once again, suppose, right? So this time is quite huge. Suppose there is a car has got accident, right? Autonomous car is there, right? Driverless car is there. Driverless car is there, right? So this car is sending information to a cloud via any router or some mechanism. But the problem would be that this car has to take all such immediate decisions. Yes or no? Camera in your home, right? Which was sending some information to to a cloud, right? Related to intrusion, right? There was an intrusion in your home, right? At main door, right? So this information is going to be centered on a cloud. Again and again, this camera will send this information. There will be a delayed process. Yes or no? To solve this issue, what happened is, why we are sending this information to cloud? Because cloud is powerful. Cloud is powerful where AI decisions or analytics is actually taking place. All such AI decisions, artificial intelligence decisions will be, or algos will be performed on cloud only, not on these devices. Because device 1, device 2, all these devices are not powerful, because AI, analytics, or these, system will take hell amount of money to implement all these algorithms on these devices, D1, D2, D3, D3, D4, like that. So if this device is of 100 rupees, suppose, right? This is of 100 rupees. Then for AI to implement AI in these devices, this cost will be increased. So cost, then responding time, right? And every single device will need some network also. So it will require 3G, 4G connections. And here also will be wasting a lot of money, right? So establishing this particular entire use case in this current scenario is really very tough. So what happened is, instead of cloud, what we have developed, what we have got in many such use cases, D1, D2, D3, D4, D5, all these devices are going to be connected with edge device, right? This edge device is not a router, it's a special router, you can say. It's not the same router that you got in your home for internet connectivity. It's a special router which has internet connectivity. Here in these devices, D1, D2, D3, no internet connectivity is there. Here, Bluetooth is working. Here Zigbee is working. Any RF is working. But these RF are not accessible through any internet connection. Means you cannot hack these devices directly, because hacking somehow is possible mostly on Wi-Fi itself, because we have a couple of hacking tricks, and many people are very smart about it. But these networks are private networks, right? D1, D2, D3, D4, all these devices are privately connected with the edge device. This edge device is called as a special router or gateway, right? So this gateway, this edge device is smart enough to perform this AI analytics, AI solution here itself instead of cloud. So what we'll do, wherever we need to take smart decisions, like in automobile, uh, in driverless car, right? We need to take immediate decisions. So instead of performing task on cloud, everything, every single computing, micromanagement of all these, individual services will be happening on this edge computing only. Sorry, all on edge device only. So computation of all these connections, of all such responsibilities of these devices will be taken care by edge device only. So your local cloud, local connection, local decision will be managed by edge device only. And why it is important? See, the first thing was cost. So instead of wasting cost on each device to make it smart, right? We're not making it smart, right? We are just sending this information to a edge device, wirelessly or wiredly, right? Wirelessly or wiredly. We are sending this data to a edge device, which is available in your car itself physically. So you will just invest your cost in one edge device, not on 20 devices here. So every single device will not be smart device. They will just be the handing part of this edge device basically, and this edge device will take care of all such decisions which were earlier happening with this cloud, right? So now this edge computing is reducing the cost. Real-time operation is possible now because everything is very near to each other. Real-time operations can be taking place. Plus security is one of the major concern. You cannot hack these devices directly very easily. No, it's not so easily possible. Remotely, if you are sitting in your home, you want to hack all these devices, this is not at all possible. Here it is working with Bluetooth. It is working with Zigbee. It is working with maybe LoRa, right? And LoRa cannot be accessible on internet. This edge is connected with the internet also, right? So let me give one more clear scenario. Let me give one more clear scenario also. Yeah, so in short, what we have understood, one device or sensor, again I'm telling the same thing, or many devices or many sensors are going to be connected with edge device, where edge computing is going to be the important aspect for us, right? Edge computing will be the important aspect for us. Here internet is available. No internet is there. no internet here in between this connection, right? So because of internet connectivity, this edge device will send only important information to a cloud, not all the operations, not all the informations, right? So in this edge computing, edge AI is very important, edge analytics is important, edge device development is very important, edge devices connection communication is very important, topology security of edge device is very important. So all these topics which I have told just now are the part of this edge device only. So computation of working with all these nearby network or nearby devices will be happening in this area only. So your local setup for the cloud will be done with this edge, right? So you can say in short, this edge is going to help this cloud. Only important earlier, suppose here in this scenario, right? In this scenario, every single data was being transferred to this cloud, right? Suppose every single device was sending the information and they were sending information per minute. So maybe 100 or 1 GB data, 100 MB per minute data is going to be sent from one home, right? So every day there'll be a huge amount of data coming from one particular home itself. So resource management cloud resource management will be a great challenge for us, and it will consume a cost also. So instead of doing this on cloud, what we have got edge computing here, right? Which is helping us to do all these jobs at this edge level only, right? So now instead of 100 MB per minute, we'll be at least getting only 1-2 signals only. So maybe 1 MB per minute will be the requirement of getting data from this particular edge only, because everything is going to happen with this edge itself, right? So this is what we called as distributed computing, right? So let me come back to the slide once again, right? So edge computing is a distributed computing in which processing and computation are performed mainly on classified devices or nodes. That gateway is also called as node also, right? So edge node and edge devices. So all those devices and sensors could be called as edge devices. And this, edge gateway is called as node also, right? Known as a smart device or edge devices, right? So this is what we call as edge computing. Let us understand from this example. Here, any industry, right? Either you're talking about any gas metering, any automobile, any industrial, system, right? Any car, an automobile, basically here, water metering, any tower where couple of mobile phones are connected. So all these system, turbine, maybe wind energy, all these remote locations, wherever the sensors are sensing information on real time, are going to be connected with the internet or cloud. Please don't connect them with the cloud, because of internet connectivity. Suppose there's a there is a scenario wherein suppose like a Jammu Kashmir area, or some maybe some uh, maybe some non connectivity areas where internet connectivity is not available. Suppose sea areas, forest, right? Maybe in your farming areas, right? Suppose you are traveling to a remote locations, maybe on hill stations where network is not available. There, if you want to set up where suppose there is no tower, 3G or 4G connections available, so now you want to send information to a cloud, or you want to just connect everything and want to set up a particular intelligent system or IoT over there. So it's not possible with this communication method, like this sensor which is available in any particular industry will send this data to a cloud. In between this, we want a particular mediator part. this mediator part is actually a smart device having all these functionalities which are available on cloud. It's a small baby of cloud, you can say. And the chipset or the devices here in this edge basically are very smart. You cannot use every single device, right? So mostly for a open source system, if you want to work, like we will be working on this edge computing in the next workshop, right, after a few days. So we'll be working on this practically. So I would send you, I would send you some important information before the workshop itself. So I would tell you how can we use this on an open source platform. So there is a platform called Arduino. There's a platform called Raspberry Pi. So Arduino can be called as one of the sensing device, one of the controlling device, which is controlling your lights and fan or devices in your home. All the sensors which are connected with this Arduino itself. Now this Arduino is sending information to a LAN WAN, through LAN or WAN, through wired network or wireless network, to this edge device, right? This edge device could be performed or could be made using Raspberry Pi, right? Raspberry Pi is also an open source system. So Raspberry Pi can be utilized as one of the edge computing device. Apart from Raspberry Pi, you can use other computing devices also, like Microsoft Azure has developed one specific hardware similar to your Raspberry Pi. Likewise, we have Jetson Nano, right? Another computing device which can be utilized as a your edge computing device. This would have some specific functionality to act like your router, as well as connected with these kind of devices or sensors available in your home. Okay, so now this Raspberry Pi will be connecting with your internet, right? Because here Raspberry Pi has some port means like USB LAN port is available. Through LAN port you can give the internet connection to this Raspberry Pi, and because of the internet connectivity, now your data can be sent to a cloud. So in between your cloud and the last edging devices, in between this some specific computing or computation is taking place, and that is called as edge computing. So edge computing is very powerful, very important, and you cannot believe upon the field called Internet of Things, IoT, without this edge computing. So IoT is one of the entire field. IoT is not a technology. IoT is an entire field in which there are a couple of different technology, where one of the technology is called as edge computing. The another technology is called as fog computing also. So we are not discussing about fog computing as of now, but fog is also very important, right? So we have some other masterclass based on fog computing as well. So we'll understand fog computing in that masterclass. Also, we have a workshop on fog computing, and we'll be working on fog computing practically, basically in that workshop in upcoming days. So please stay tuned with this channel, with this LNB platform in upcoming days, because we're gonna discuss about couple of activities today. After this masterclass itself, we have microservices workshop related to cloud, related to Docker, related to DevOps, and all those microservices management on the cloud itself. As maybe the cloud which will be used in that workshop would be AWS and other things, right? So practical hands-on experience, practicality related to these use cases will be taking place in that particular workshop basically, right? So this is the practical scenario where all these information are going to be sent to a particular cloud, right? So this another use case can be taken into the consideration, the another one in the right side, right? Edge computing is in between the IoT devices. All these IoT devices, like IoT, we were explaining IoT as Internet of Things, right? That thing was an object. So that object is actually connected with this cloud via this edge computing device. And this is the whole concept. You don't want to send your information from one end to cloud end. In between this, some monitoring, some specific AI artificial monitoring is happening, or smart monitoring is taking place. So this device in between is called as edge device, and Here every computation is taking place. That's why this computing in between the nodes, cloud and edge, is basically called as edge computing. Cool. Now let's go ahead. Here let us understand there are three terms. There are billions of devices which are which are proposed, which are expected to be available by 2023, right? Think about it. Billions of devices, smart devices, all these sensing devices will be available. In your home also, you will use some smart devices. Like nowadays, Alexa. Alexa is one of the smart edge computing, one of the edge computing device. Alexa itself used to take care of all such smart decisions. Alexa can be connected to your television. Alexa can be connected to your AC, maybe other automation or devices also. So this Alexa can also be considered as one of the edge computing device, where further this Alexa can be reprogrammed, can be rebooted, can be updated from anywhere of the world, right? Like Amazon can update some softwares from inside this Alexa. They would ask you to just update it from some maybe Play Store or some other portals, right? Like in a mobile phone we used to update our phones or applications. Similarly, this edge computing or edge device would have the capability, because it is connected with the internet, to update itself, right? You can actually take a remote control of this edge computing or edge device from anywhere across the world. And that is the beauty of using edge devices or edge computing in IoT, right? Then second part is called as fog computing, or fog nodes are available, and there'll be millions of nodes. You can think of these kind of examples, that millions of jobs in this field or in these three fields are going to be taken place in next 3 years. So you should align, you should focus your energy to learn all these technologies. I'm sure if you will learn all these technologies, or you will start learning these technologies, you will have the capability of building some new solutions for the startups. I'm sure after this COVID situation, many professionals will start their startups. They are very smart enough to build new ventures. So I'm sure your future, your security in terms of jobs should not be there. I'm sure learning these technologies will help you to get those jobs very easily. Many startups, many new ventures are going to open, right? Please try to understand the market scenario, try to understand these technology, try to learn them, and build your career inside these. If you are from hardware point of view, or hardware uh, maybe BTech branches, maybe you are from core branches like electrical, electronics, maybe computer science also, because computer science is connected here for networking part, for maybe the smart AI solution development, for analytical part, for all these programming of these devices or sensing devices as well, right? So these three different names, which are called as cloud computing, fog computing, edge computing, are into the picture for IoT, right? So IoT development can be done through these three domains, right? Now let us get the benefit. However, I have already told what kind of benefit do we have. We have a data center. Data center means where your data collected from all these devices will be stored in any form. Either your cameras were available, sensors were available, right? Yeah, or else your Alexa devices were available. Any different form of data was coming up from the edge computing or edge devices, will be sent to a cloud, and this cloud will be connected with all will be connected with the data center, and this data center will store all the information coming from. Okay. Now the major more important features, or the benefit that we have got using after using edge computing is faster response time, which I have already told. Response time will be faster because the nearby network, local network, has got the liberty of taking decisions. Okay. Reliable operations even with loss of connectivity. Now suppose one sensor is not connected, no problem. One sensor is not connected with the internet, no problem, because it is somewhere near itself, we can get the internet connectivity check also automatically, right? So after some time, this edge will ask from the sensor, or will notify the user that this sensor is not working so far. You can replace that sensor as well. So reliability here is more important, right? Now let's talk about security and compliances, because you are not directly connected with those sensors. So here security compliances are very important and getting increased. I think security aspect are going to be increased, right? Realize savings in lower capex. Like I've told, you can save money now. You need not to waste a lot of money on designing all these individual devices as the smart devices, where instead of that, if multiple devices are very normal devices, ordinary devices which are connected with the edge one, so this edge will be the master one. This edge will be the gateway. This will be the smart device that we can take the decision upon. Okay, we need not to manage 50 devices. Consider a scenario where in the industry, right, in the industry there are 50 or 100 number of machines are working. On each machine there are 20 sensors placed. There are 20 sensor placed at each machine. There are hundreds of machines available. I know many companies, many plants. I visited many plants. Maybe take an example for defense also, right? Where at remote locations, where on the remote areas, right? They want some specific range. They cannot use GSM, 2G, 3G connections. They don't want to send information to a their edge computing is the solution only. We have got only one single solution which is based on edge computing. So try to understand the importance of this new tech basically in the market. Okay, interoperability between legacy and modern devices. What does it mean? Like I said, edge computing or this edge device will be the smart one. Here you would have internet. Further, this would have Bluetooth connection also. This would have LoRa connection also. This would have NB-IoT also. This would have RF connection also. So one single device would be working on multiple operability. Means different devices, like your mobile phone will be working on Bluetooth, right? Some Bluetooth connectivity is available. Maybe your Bluetooth headphone is available. Now this phone is wirelessly connected with your router also. 4G connection is also available in your phone. You can actually create a hotspot connection also, right? So multiple operability is available in your phone at a time. If you want to operate all of them on this edge also, right? On this edge also, then this will be possible. And this is the finest use case, one of the bestest use case. Does not matter whether in your home devices are based on Bluetooth or Wi-Fi or other RF signals, it will work on. And there are a couple of gateways which are available with with all such functionalities, basically easily scalable as your local locations are going to be increased. Suppose in your home, now you have constructed a new floor, right? There were 2 floors earlier. Now you have got third floor, fourth floor. Now in our industry, suppose we have got some expansion of the plant, right? We have got new plant. Basically a company had a plant in Gurgaon, suppose in Noida or Greater Noida, right? And they are opening a new plant basically somewhere in China, South India, maybe in Chennai, right? So same setup which has been developed at this local site, maybe in Greater Noida, right? Similar site can be developed at Chennai also in India. And all these devices, edge computing will be taking individual decisions, local decision on those plants, and important information of those plant will be shared on the cloud. Think about this use case. So it is scalable. It is very easily scalable. If you want to just add 2 more devices, 10 more devices, no problem at all. However, to connect with the cloud, you need to think about the structure very well. It's not so easy to just form and connect with the cloud. At cloud end, you have to first of all declare how many devices are going to send the information to a cloud first. And there are many such micromanagement. Like you can understand an example. You're using Netflix. You're using Netflix, suppose, right? So Netflix has suppose 1 million user, 10 million users. Do you really think will it be easy to handle the traffic of 1 million users at a time? So how have they managed all these resources? How many servers, how many gateways, how many, how much information from different resources or data centers they will be collecting up? What will be the actual cost behind, setting up all these resources basically for Netflix? It's really very huge. So at cloud end, very few people, very few engineers which are cloud engineers basically will be working behind to develop all these, cloud applications. However, now you can actually uh, actually slow down or rest down the, challenges of a cloud engineer, and now you can actually shift some responsibilities of cloud to edge basically, and this is one of the great use case. So these are the benefit that we have with edge computing basically, right? Now let's understand the practical use cases. However, I have already spoken so far related to the different applications of edge computing, but let us understand them with the example of each in more detailed manner. Okay, so smart cities. We are actually going ahead to develop a smart cities now in India. I believe there are 40 smart cities which are announced by Indian government, right? A couple of years back, maybe 4 or 5 years back, right? So how can we say a city as a smart city? Because of having a couple of smart solutions, in that city. Maybe your dustbin could be smart, garbage collection could be smart, right? Your hospital could be smart, your street lighting could be smart, your road transportation could be smart, your education system in that city could be smart. There are multiple reasons based on which we can say that smart city is available or is developed, right? So all these use cases which I've told, maybe healthcare, or the smart buildings, maybe the commercial, spaces. Like suppose we are talking about uh, you have railway stations, airports, bus stations, bus stops, many the such locations, many such, a government official or maybe commercial properties, right? All these shopping complex, everywhere there are many multiple sensors are available. Many sensors are available, and all these sensors are actually there to solve some issues, right? And all these sensors cannot be forming a connection directly to a cloud. Otherwise you will get a, huge amount of data at cloud itself. And to solve this issue, yes, this edge computing is very powerful and useful for this smart city development, right? So manufacturing industries, where on conveyor belt, where on, robotic hand, there are multiple, activities are actually happening so far, and many sensors are available over there. So you don't want to send every single operation to a cloud directly. They can be delayed, right? So you need some specific local decision taking device, and which is edge device itself. And edge computing can be used in manufacturing. Like in healthcare, I have already taken example in healthcare. On your body, suppose I am a patient and I want to send my real time analytics or real time data to that cloud, right? I'm a patient, I'm in an ambulance, right? And my real time data is going to be sent on a cloud. Will that be okay that there are 10 or 20 number of sensor which are placed on my body? 20 different parameters would be sent on 20 different devices? Or else better to actually collect all these, information from the body parameters to a central device, and this central device is connected with the internet, and this will send you the information. This is how, where edge computing is very important. And somehow I am the patient, right? And I want to get diagnosed, right? Basically whether my sugar level, my heartbeats, or temperature, or any such things uh, is going to be increased. So it's very critical to take decision by edge device only, not the cloud device. Cloud may actually take some, little more time to get respond on it, isn't it? So that's why we should work on this edge computing in healthcare itself also. Automobile industry, like for all the cars, right, which they are connected with the, service centers, maybe petrol pumps, right? with all such, maybe on a traffic road, maybe highway, suppose there are hundreds of cars which are going from one place to another, right? So they are already connected to each other, and they are actually following a distance also. They are getting informed. There is a car on the same street. Suppose there is a, blank street at night, 12 o'clock, right? So you can get to know whether any car is available on the same street or not, right? So many such things which can be available, and this should be very responsive, fast also. You can have edge computing in automobile industry as well. AR devices, think about it. AR means augmented reality. Now you want to set up in a game, right? You want to set up a scenario, and you want this scenario to be as responsive as possible. It should be very fast. Cameras, connections, your mic, and everything is actually taking, hell amount of processing power, and it should be very fast. Then you would not wait on taking decision upon cloud. You want to take those decisions immediately on local device itself. Their edge computing is in a great need, right? So all AR headsets, I have got to know about a recent news by Apple Corporation. So Apple has developed a product called AR headset, similar AR headset, where, or you can say AR VR headset, where they have placed 11 cameras. 11 cameras are placed in that device. The cost of that AR VR headset is $3,000. Think about it. So 11 cameras, which are high definition cameras, will be collecting a lot of information, and this information is going to be sent on a cloud. No, it's really going to take a hell amount of time to get respond on. You cannot do it on real time, and that's why you need edge computing on that AR device itself, right? So apart from that, AI virtual assistants like Alexa, Siri, Google Assistant, and upcoming days, you will see a lot of such devices basically, which will be taking care of your individual decisions, like robots, right? That robot will take all its decisions. That robot will be called as edge computing device. That AI device, a smart device, right? Where all these ports, where all these devices, sensors, everything will be connected, and it will take a decision, right? So all remote areas like sea, ocean, right? Where on these, maybe remote areas where networks are hardly available. So there you can actually go for edge computing and edge network, right? Forest, space, farming, right? Defense. So all these areas, no such cloud computing, no such other uh, solutions will be taking place other than edge computing itself, right? So edge computing is very powerful. I'm sure this would give you insight, whatever we have talked about. And we had to talk about some more connected topics apart from edge also, where it was with maybe edge computing with 5G, right? So why do we need 5G basically? If edge computing is there, edge is also there, which is taking smart decisions, right? But anyhow, if this edge is not smart enough to take decisions, now if this edge device is stuck in somewhere in between to take the decision, this edge device will send the information to a cloud, because cloud is the main master basically, which should actually give the entire decision to this edge to perform that particular task or not on ground, right? So now connectivity should be very fast. For all these things, we need 5G or next 6G or something like that will solve our connectivity issue. Connectivity will be very fast. Live data, video data, cameras, live video analytics or cameras, right, can be connected or can be analyzed on real time itself. Right now we are talking about sensors send information in bytes only, kilobytes only. However, that camera is going to send information in mbs or gbs per minute, isn't it? That's the reason 5G will actually help edge computing to get more popular. So in next 2 to 3 years, you will see a great need of edge computing in the market. Edge computing will be the one of the greatest question, right? Greatest support for IoT field basically, right? Then we have edge computing with AI solution or industry 4.0, because edge computing requires microservices management. It requires to develop or working with OS only, right? Operating system also. Maybe this data will send onto the cloud, and cloud computing, DevOps, maybe Docker, maybe installation on cloud services, maybe some AI specific decisions, right? Everything will be taken care by the cloud side itself, right? So industry 4.0, the other technologies in industry 4.0 will help edge computing to be smarter enough to do all these things, right? And then one more last topic, and then Prachir, I would take your questions also, right? So one last thing is edge with AI. Edge computing was taking some decisions, it was collecting some information. So AI development right now is happening on cloud server or on a specific machine only? No, but in upcoming years, now in next 2 or 3 years, you will see that this AI will be performed on edge device also, right? So a specific AI, a specific section of artificial intelligence with specific algorithms will be performed on edge computing itself. Like we have seen millions of billions of edge devices will be performed. So think about it. So millions of solutions will require AI into this. So at least millions of programming engineers or developers would be required. Think about it, and please try to take your call or decisions wisely to study these technologies basically, right? Try to give your proper time to get analyze all these technologies. I'm sure once you will be working on this, you will take a proper call, and I'm sure it will help you to get a good hike in your career. If your target is to get good job in terms of finance also, money also, right, in terms of the position also, I'm sure you gonna get good competitive jobs basically in this particular technology, right? So this is a great technology. I'm sure you will have some great question now, because I was speaking about this technology and the use case and many other things. So if you have some question, please ask. हाँ प्राचीर. हाँ एप्पल है तो मांगेगा भाई. एप्पल का पहला प्राइस उन्होंने रिलीज किया है $3,000, and it's a great amount, man. Yes, JK, whosoever it is, it's a great in demand in healthcare basically, man. So let me read this question. So for example, I want to check the amount of gas in LPG cylinder or check water level of the overhead tank on mobile phone. So will I have to connect the device with electricity? And won't it be dangerous? Because not at all available on the option. It will be dangerous. No. It won't be dangerous, man. You can connect it with the electricity. You can think in another way, like in your kitchen, maybe everywhere electricity is available. Electricity is not a issue. Spark is a issue, right? So please try to aware with these connection and everything. So don't worry about the connection, and this scenario which you have talked about, it is not at all dangerous. Apart from connect electricity connectivity, we can go for battery connection also, right? We can go for battery connection also. So batteries are available which can give you good amount of power backup. So establishment is not an issue. I need to manage the city with respect to our general utilities level from every house. Can I plan an edge device to take information from all these houses and locality and food? Yes. Prachir, your example is really great, man. This is really connected to the topic which actually I'm explaining from last couple of minutes. I'm sure with your example, I really appreciate that you have understood the entire concept. And yes, this is one of the great need, man, and you can do it. It would filter all only, yes. Edge device will always be stationary. It should be stationary. It can, for some use cases like in automobile, it can be, you know, mobile also, or mobile movement as well. But in most of the use cases, you will find this device as stationary itself. Okay. Whether to learn this, I believe it requires at least to practice in a great perspective. At least you require 3 to 6 months of time. But you can start it by, you know, you can start learning by today. So I'm sure in a semester you can learn it very well. You can learn it very well. Any question, anyone? Any question, anyone? Your questions were really good, man. Everybody, whoever asked something and contributed into this, I really appreciate your efforts. And thank you everyone to join this session. And we'll try to meet in the proper workshop for practicality. Till then, thank you and stay connected. Just go on. It does not matter, man. You are from CSC or AC, does not matter, because nowadays you have a couple of computing devices, and these computing devices will help you to just work on your, you know, programming logics with them, right? Those sensors and devices are already available, so not to worry about. So thank you everyone. We'll meet once again. I would just request you just to go on the official website of LNB and try to see the content which are available for the workshop point of view. Here is this the workshop, right? This is the content. Here this will be practical totally, right? We'll go on practical basis. And also I would ask you to just you know, go on YouTube channel of, let me show you in a minute. Go to this you know, YouTube channel of LNB Core, where there's a playlist. Here machine learning, IoT, Linux, all these devices, sorry, all these playlists are already available. Thank you. Bye. Thank you.